why. I feel like inevitably in MMA we end up in clinch work or over-under position where we could transition well to clinching. And two, we have some kickboxing fights and some other things that I think you guys can be really efficient in that clinch coming in. So I'm here, right? And one of the easiest ways I like to clinch is just an easy jab to the chest, and then I shoot my hand up while I'm trying to forearm his chest and grab the top of his skull. In MMA gloves, it's nice because you can actually clap your hands on top of each other, where in kickboxing gloves, it's kind of a weird stack that you have to do. Yeah, so I'm here and here. Couple things as a position that you want to focus on. One, I want to keep his head curled forward as much as possible, and my head to one side or the other. I'm generally going to keep my head on the left side, just out of comfort reason. Now, for kickboxing, a lot of guys will show you to walk up on your toes, so that way you can eat, right? The problem you run into in MMA is they don't care to not take you down, so they're going to drop and take you and hit shots. So in MMA, the difference, instead of coming up on your toes to be able to knee, you're actually going to drag him down that little bit and widen your base a bit. So I'm not coming up to like tie lock and knee here. I'm more settled into a lower stance. My hands, I'm pinching at the elbows. Not to choke him, but just to incite that little bit of discomfort. So if I'm here, my elbows are wide, how's that feel? Not bad, right? But when I'm here, it makes him start to address my hands a lot more than if I wasn't. And when I'm here, I'm walking him forward. I don't, in MMA, want to pull him into me at any point. Here's why. The second I start from going here to pulling in, anyone in the Midwest is going to hit a half-assed double. Yeah, everyone in the Midwest has wrestled at some point or seen enough wrestlers to hit that bullshit. So when I'm here, I clinch and I'm walking him forward all the time, or I'm turning him. This is what we're going to focus on first is the turn and knee. So when I'm here, on my outside, I jab to that chest, shoot my hand up, collapse on top. Into my low stance, keeping him forward, right? Now, to turn him, I'm going to always turn to my right side. I'm going to step, and with my elbows, I'm going to try to turn his neck 90 degrees like I'm trying to snap it like a bad assassin. That's what I can describe it like. Yeah! Alright, so I'm here, I step and turn. Here. Now, the second this back foot hits, it's shooting to whatever is a legal target in my game. So, for those of us who are amateurs, shooting straight for their chest. Bam. And I'm trying to stab them with my knee. For me, I knee them in the mouth, but I'm a professional, sucks to suck, you guys. So I'm here, elbows in, I turn, here. Now, the second this knee hits, it shoots, and I'm trying to stab. Because what a lot of guys end up trying to do here in knee is when I'm here, they try to, like, slap me in. I don't know a good way to describe it. They're like, here. This one, I'm trying to go straight in, straight out. So when I'm here, the knee goes in, out. Here's why. Because if you hit that kind of cutting knee, they're going to try to trap it. And then you're going to take it. So I'm here, jab, clinch, clinch. I walk forward, hit 1, 2 knees, turn, beat. Then once you're done with your clinch, we have to exit with a purpose. If you've been coached by me for more than 10 minutes, you've heard that phrase. What that means is when I exit, I don't just like, oh, hey, I let go of you. I can do it. When I'm done with my clinches, get the fuck off me now. You have to have that little bit of an aggression when you exit the clinch. Because if you just kind of let go of the clinch and Dewey doesn't suck, he's looping it overhand right the second your hands let go. And I've seen way too many people get just their shit rocked in that clinch position for being lazy on the exit. Yeah. So I'm here, I jab, shoot that uppercut. My other hand, off the pouch, shooting shot, right? In. Ear to ear, I'm walking them forward in a low stance, keeping your hips in. That's the biggest difference from guys like you who have learned it and you who learned it from pure kickboxing, where you almost walk hips forward to knee. This one you're walking with a low kind of half-ass wrestling stance. Then turn the wheel. So that's what I want us practicing first is jab, shoot that, the clinch, walking forward a couple steps, turn, knee. Okay? Question. A lot there quickly. Yeah, what's up?
So is the knee still coming out?
No, this is driving through. Yeah, this is, so this knee off the turn is here. I'm driving it through. Because there's a couple different targets you can hit knees. For reference purposes, there's solar plexus, belly button, thighs, kind of that outside thigh position. You can go to the hips here, not as effective. Hip face up. So when I'm attacking knees, the only two spots I'm trying to hit is center line and that liver. It's literally the only two that I'm not hitting. The thigh ones are kind of bullshit. And even if you land a really good one on the right side of their body, there's nothing that you're hitting structurally that's going to show. So there's not a... It'll score, it'll be awesome, but like it's not going to do a lot for you damage. So when I'm here, I'm trying to drive this through his solar plexus, because if he moves and then hits his belly button, which is fine. Or I'm trying to turn him so that I can hit that side knee to the lip. Alright? Questions? Fill her out. 1, 2, 3. When you get into clinching, guys have a couple different reactions that you're going to see. So when I'm here and I get into this clinch, reaction 1 that a lot of guys are going to try to do is they're going to try to walk into you and try to start swimming those arms back. Trying to get those shoulders and arms in so that they can go into an over-under position or something of that nature. So when guys start walking in like that, one of my favorite things to do is to pick a side. The reason I like my head on the left side is I like my right-handed underhook. So all I'm going to do is dig this hand for that underhook, and my left hand has 2 options. I like to just go with a high pinch here, or you can come to a front flip. The reason I like clinching here is because I'll throw. I'm going to wrestle, right? Step through. But let's assume that we're trying to work more in the grappling side. So I'm on the striking side. So I'm here, he starts to try to work. I'm going to clinch in and dig this underhook. My top hand is collapsing on top of that shoulder. And I'm actually trying to roll the shoulder back while collapsing my elbow in. My front hand, kind of the strap of my glove into his neck, and I'm trying to control this part of his head. Here, and I'm putting my head right behind my glove. So now if Dewey tries to do anything, not a lot we can do. Once we're here, all we're going to do is a couple options. Step 1, knee him in the stomach. Just real fast, right? We have my rule set, knee him in the face. But when we're here, I'm still walking him forward. All we're going to do is step behind and follow him. So I'm here, here. He starts trying to grapple in. I don't like that. I'm here. And I collapse that shoulder down. Because now, if Dewey drives into me real hard, I have control. I'm not in that position. Right? I can start hitting strikes here. Then all we're going to do, our outside foot steps through, and I'm trying to pull him in front of me. Now you're in side control. Ground and pound as needed. Question. Southpaw, same opportunity, depends on which hand you want to swim. So if I'm you, right? Bop. I get here. Let's say I like being on this side more. Right? He starts trying to swim in. Go to that other side. Here. The big thing, guys, my hand cups that kind of the ball on the front side of your shoulder. And I'm collapsing my elbow down while dragging that knee. That puts a lot of forward pressure on his shoulder and allows me control. So once I'm here, if if I want to strike guys, right, there's options. But if not, I can take him down. Make sense? Watch. One hand is underhooked, cupping the top of his shoulder. The other hand, karate chop the neck, scoop it. So yes, they're both right there, but this hand's from the neck, this hand's from the neck. Because now if he tries to start turning into me or trying to wrestle, yeah, and then Muay Thai rules, 5. You let slip elbows start. Or I start turning faces.
You can cross face as you come across.
So, options available. The other thing I like to hit from this position, especially if I'm trying to strike more, guys will start really basing hard here. I start kicking those shins out. Starts really opening up those body knees. So what I want you guys to do, get to that position, move around a little bit, see how it feels, throw a couple knees, and then to finish, step behind, trip. Questions?
With the trip, so I'm not just going to do this, I'm going to walk
Step through. So this is step through. The reason I like this as opposed to the other one you're looking at, right? So if I'm here, I can try to like step through sweep here. Mixed results because the second I go to kick this leg, you know, he's gonna have face options. Where if I'm here and I beat that, he's done, and that's the difference. So I like to hit those like low little like sweeping kicks, especially if they start to frame with this knee. Like a lot of guys will go there. I'll start hitting that and start hitting like those type of little cheap sweep kicks. But if they're a lot of good wrestlers aren't gonna bring their feet off the ground. They're going to feel, this doesn't feel good, I'm going to base hard and sit here. Which then is going to allow some knees. And the second that's working, you can step through and hit that. Does that make sense? Questions? Alright, last piece for today, then we're going to get some light rounds in. So I'm here with Mr. Dude, right? Bob, I get into my clinch work. And the other option that a lot of guys are going to do, if they don't want to swim in and try to clinch count, right? Like they don't want to engage in this clinch. A lot of guys are going to start trying to push your hands away and try to back out. So I'm here, guys are going to start trying to push and back out. Which I don't really mind because it stands them up a little bit. But one of my favorite things to do here, especially if guys are really trying to back out of this hard, is to re-dig for double under. So I'm here. So I'm digging back in from these double unders. A couple reasons I like this. One, I can still clinch, hit the knees. But the number one reason I do is that body lock that we hit. My hands are facing up, my hands are facing down. I push my head through his chest, and I set him down. It is simple, but not easy to hit. So I'm here, bop, I get my clutch, right? He starts trying to really push away. I dig my hands under and come here. I'm trying to grab high in the armpit. Head position there. Because now when I'm here, he's going to start trying to either turn and get away from me or get his hip down. Which is great because it sets up what I need. The way this works is I flip my hands where I can pull my elbows in almost like a low, like when you're working out, like a low run. So when I'm here, it's upright, I'm trying to work, and here. It allows me to then pull my hands in, drive over the top of him. You know, maybe in an ideal world you land in mount, but if nothing else, you break that back motion, get him to the ground, and then you can be as uncivilized as you need to be. So I'm here, he starts trying to back away from me, I stay in my low stance, grip here, up, down, down. Questions? Like I said, digging for double unders.